Hello and welcome to Page of H. I'm Hannah and wow, it's been a really long time since I've posted on this channel. In fact, I think my last video was posted in August of last year. I think I did mention in my previous video that we were going through a huge house renovation, and shortly after posting that August flip through or August setup, we did move back in, and you know how it is. And then the 24/25 school year started. And to provide you some context, I'm a middle school English teacher. And so I was living in my work/academic planner and doing a lot more digital planning. And then the holidays came around and we were so busy during November and December. Having moved into our place finally, we were doing a lot of hosting. And then once winter break came around, my son got really sick. He was sick for like weeks on end. And so I really did not have time to just sit, go through these planners, journal, or do anything. And so it was sort of chaotic and rough, but we made it through that season. And I am really excited to be back in my ring planners again. Having said all that, I had a very late start to the year and I did not set up these ring planners until mid-January. And so you'll see in my weeklies and daily logs that I did not start using this until mid-month. And then at the end of the video, I will be going over the rest of my lineup for this year, and I'll be showing how I'm going to be using this pocket size planner as well as my new TN that I received. This is the Filofax Malden in the personal size, and it is indeed my favorite size. This is the planner size for me, and I have thoroughly enjoyed using this binders. And so I'm going to go ahead and open up. If you have watched my last two videos, nothing has changed dramatically inside. When I open the binder up, I always love to have a really just aesthetically pleasing cover page. And so I kind of threw this together really quickly. I did not have much time to sit and think about how I wanted it to look, but I'm pleased with how it turned out. I really do like how the navy complements the tones of pink and red. I do have a couple of pockets back here storing stickers and pictures and things like that. But if we go to the back here, I do have a picture of my son covering just for privacy reasons, and then a picture of me and my husband from like almost 10 years ago now. The first thing that I like to see once I turn that cover page is kind of like a running to-do. And so the most immediate thing for me right now is that now that it is February, today is February 2nd. This month is very special to me. It is my birthday month, but it is also my son's birthday month. And so I just have a running to-do list of his birthday party to-dos. And so I got to go through that. It's coming up soon. I really did not know what to put on the back of this clear pocket insert, and so with the leftover paper I had from the cover page, I just cut out random shapes, and I'm already planning on changing that soon. I'm not a huge fan of how it looks like, but it'll do for now. And then on this side I have another clear pocket divider, and I use this for I just use this for like little receipts, post-it, stickies, things like that, as well as my current month calendar card. And so here's the month of January. And as you can see, I forgot to kind of mark off the last couple of days. So I'm going to do that right now. And since it is February, I'm going to go ahead and I do have my February calendar card ready. I'm just going to go ahead and insert that here. I'll mark off the days and here soon. This calendar card I am going to be putting up as a freebie, and I'll link that down below as soon as I get them uploaded. On the other side, I just do have the stickies, and that brings me to my first section. And again, if you have watched either of my two earlier videos, you will see that nothing really has changed in terms of sections. It opens up to, again, another running inbox. This insert is a vintage insert from the company Filofax, and I found this on eBay. I did get a couple of questions about it, but I found a pack of these on eBay and I loved how they looked. So I was really lucky to grab them. And on this side, I have a running to-do list of work-related items I need to complete for my theater class. I do teach one section of theater, so that always takes over my life in the spring as well. And that brings me to my future log. This is actually something new I'm doing, but I think it's really useful for me. So I'm just jotting down future dates. So that's how I'll be using that. This is a picture that my son drew me, and he's really into like deep sea creatures right now at the moment. So he drew me a couple of, I think these are eels. And that brings me to my year at a glance. So I do have this available as a freebie on my Google Drive. So if you are interested, I will go ahead and have that link posted down below. So since it is February 2nd today, I am going to go ahead and mark off January, and I like to use these beautiful Starburst stickers that I ordered from Etsy. And again, I'll have everything linked down below, but I'm going to just go ahead and grab one of them and stick them down here to show that January has passed, and now we are in the month of February. Okay, when I turn the page, that brings me to my month at a glance. And so as you can see, I really only did focus on the latter part of the month because I did not set this up until like mid-January. And so just a couple of notes, my color coding key, a couple of goals I had for the month, and then the specific events and details that correspond with these dots. And so I'm going to go ahead and set up February, hopefully at the end of this video. But if we go into my second section, this brings me to my weeklies. And I am, first and foremost, a weekly planner. I like to see my week at a glance, and that's how I plan. So this was the week of January 20th through the 26th. As you can see, this week was not super busy, but I do have my to-dos here. I had my procure list or my to-buy list here. Just a couple of, I was really into Cat Stevens that week. And then that brings us to this past week, the week of January 27th through February 2nd today. And it was definitely a little bit busier this week. So I do like to plan a week at a time to kind of have an overview of what the entire week is going to look like. I'm really happy with how this week's spread turned out. I'm a very minimalist decorator. I don't like to have too many things going on in the page, otherwise it distracts me from what I actually need to accomplish. But I do like bits and pieces of ephemera here and there. And again, we will come back to these pages to set up for February. That brings me to my third section, which is my absolute favorite section in this ring planner. They are my daily logs, and I am not a daily planner. So this section here is not actually a daily planning section. It is where I memory keep, log both significant and insignificant events, brain dump, journal here and there, and this is where I get to be a little bit more creative and add in more ephemera to make things look a little pretty. But yeah, that is my daily log section. There's a couple more things I actually wanted to add in, so I'm going to do that now. I came across this beautiful vintage Valentine's Day card on Etsy, and I think I want to slip it onto this side. I might actually create a whole new insert to go into this pocket and put this here instead. I received this in the mail. It's a beautiful, like a 1940s Skateland promo picture. I think I want to hole punch it and add it in somewhere as well. And so I wanted to show you how I'll be using those pieces. And then as I'm doing my end of February flip through, you'll probably see that here. All right, so that is currently what my planner looks like. It definitely may look a little different next month, but I'm really happy with it. So that is my personal rings. And then I have this guy here, which I did purchase last year, and I did get some questions about it because it was shown in my last video, but I did not talk about it. So this year I'm planning on using this as my everyday carry pocket planner. I bought this on eBay last year and it's beautiful. Like the color is gorgeous, it's stunning. But what's interesting inside is that it is a 4-ring planner. And so when I received this, I wasn't quite sure how I would be able to use it because I did not have like an appropriate hole punch. However, after doing a lot of research online, I discovered that you can use your like a personal sized setting to hole punch and it fits in perfectly actually. So it was not as difficult as I thought it would be to get things in here into the planner. As you can see, the rings in this planner are very, very small. And so I actually love that because I plan on using this as sort of a throw-in everyday carry pocket planner with the basic necessities that I need. And so that if I am out and about somewhere and I need to jot in a date or a future date for an event that we're going to be part of, I can quickly open this up, write it in. Any like to-dos that come up, I can just jot them in here and then kind of migrate that information into my personal planner. Currently, I have just a picture of my son here because I love this picture of him. And then I have just a lovely illustration I found on Pinterest in this clear pocket insert, which again, I highly recommend having in any planner just so you can throw things in here. On the back side, I do have a couple of stickers that I like to use. And then I kept the original Filofax week on a page year at a glance. This is from 1991. Obviously, I'm not going to be using it for anything, but I do love the look of it, so I'm just keeping it in here. I have yet to create a pocket-sized year at a glance for this planner, so I plan on doing that this week. It's on my to-do list. In any case, I really don't have much going on in here. Here's a promo poster for the film Notorious, starring Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman, one of my favorite Hitchcock films of all time. But when you open up this first section here, you see that I have kind of my week at a glance going. And this is, again, going to be just like the bare minimum things I need to know for that particular week. This insert is by Wise Coffee Break. I absolutely love the look of this insert. There's a section for priorities, and then the days are stacked up vertically. Now, I do love the look of this, but my only issue, and it's a personal issue, and I knew this when I purchased, is that there is no space for Saturday and Sunday. I thought I could maybe make it work, but I think I'm going to need something a little different for the month of February. And then that's pretty much it. That brings me to my note section here. My son drew a whole bunch of seashells. He loves the ocean, the beach. We live very close to the beach. And so he wanted to draw this in for me. But back here, I just have note inserts so that I can just like jot things down with the intention of migrating important information that I may come across during the day when I'm out and about with this planner into my personal. That's all I have to show you in this planner. And again, I love that it is so compact, and I love that I'm going to be putting just the bare necessities in here. Love this guy. One thing I did really want to add into my planner / journal lineup was a traveler's notebook. I had been seeing the TNs everywhere on Instagram, and I have to admit, so influenced to add a TN into my lineup. And so after a lot of consideration and thought, I decided to treat myself as an early birthday present, a TN standard. Here she is. I did unbox her already. It is the standard size in the camel color. and she is absolutely beautiful. I have not set this up yet, and I'm thinking if people are interested, I can do a separate video setting this up because I am still waiting on a couple of items that I'll be using with this book. Having said all that, I think I do want to go ahead and get and set up kind of the personal size for the month of February. Let's go ahead and set up a little bit for February. As shown earlier, I already switched out my calendar card, but it is now the 2nd. So I'm going to go ahead and mark off the 1st and stick that back right inside. Okay, and then I do want to maybe cross up anything else that I did. So I already got these gifts, so I'm going to go ahead and cross that out. Okay. Marked off January. So let's go ahead and set up February. Just set up the basics for the first week of February, as well as my February month at a glance. So just to kind of remind you all what that looks like. We have a lot going on in February in such a short month. I am feeling a little overwhelmed with the amount of events and things that we have. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to have another video for you up soon. Thank you. Bye.